kind of out of sync, that first inning, and just didn't have any command. And so it was just really important for him to regroup, and just says a lot about his growth as a ball player to find a way to get through 5 innings and save our bullpen and give us a chance to win. He could have easily, punted on the outing, but he dug deep to find a way to go out there and keep competing. So very helpful and really good to see.
When you talk about your team playing your best baseball, is climbing out of a deficit like that and sort of winning the game in that fashion kind of a good example of all that?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think in that situation where you get behind 4-0 and you don't have any momentum, but for us to not quit on the game and keep fighting and try to, scratch our way back into it and make it a game, and had a lot of guys in the pen that were down today. So to be able to, go to Will Klein in the 8th inning right there was big, and Robo is first back-to-back out of the pen, coming off an up-down yesterday. So that was huge out of him. So yeah, in total, very good ball game.
Can you talk about the grit of this team and that play Mookie made near the dugout?
Yeah, it's just kind of our guys are playing playoff caliber baseball, and you can just see the intensity. Each pitch, each play, and Mookie selling out right there, making a big play. I thought Muntz caught the ball really well tonight. And just the at-bats, I think Conforto's really showing a lot of life right now. So, yeah, just overall, just a gritty effort, and it's kind of, showing, who our guys are at this important time.
What have you been seeing out of Conforto, especially since you kind of sat him down and sort of talked to him about needing to see more out of him? What have you sort of seen since then?
I think his swing looks a lot better. There's a lot more confidence. I think he's using his hands more. I think that hitting the ball on a line more. I think every at bat has been a lot more competitive, and so we're going to need him versus right, and it's added a lot of length when you got him and Andy, down kind of 6, 7, 8 or something like that. It just kind of, where they're a threat down at that part of the order, it's great.
How did he kind of respond to these conversations with you? Just how he took it, I guess.
I think he's taken every conversation I've had with him great. He knows that whatever I say, it's in the best interest of him and our ball club. He's been very receptive. He's worked his tail off. And it's good to see that, he's seeing some fruit, some results.
With Tyler, and I apologize if you already answered this, but with Tyler, when you see him being able to get back on the track so quickly, especially after a very long first inning or the pitch count gets up, what does that say as to just how you've seen him really evolve not only mechanically, but also just kind of being able to kind of get out of his head faster as you all close out the season?
Yeah, and even that second inning, that was a big double play ball we got to get out of that inning to kind of get his pitch count right. And I think he threw over 40 pitches that first inning, and then throw 50 something the next 4 is pretty remarkable. But I think for me, as I've said for quite some time, I think that you're not always going to have your best mechanics, and you still got to find a way to go out and get outs. And I think that's what he's kind of understanding how to navigate that.
I know a lot of guys were down tonight, like you said, but to be able to see Wroblewski do it back-to-back, how big is that, especially as you're evaluating what he could look like on the postseason roster?
You know what? He wanted the opportunity to pitch tonight, and it is a good kind of exercise, a trial for him to see kind of how this stuff plays. And Justin doesn't run from any opportunity or any challenge, and he got 2 big outs for us tonight.
Tommy Edmonds kind of working there in the bottom of the order. How important has it been to have him back in that lineup?
It's great. You got a switch hitter who can work in at bat, who can get a big hit. I think that I know his performance or his at bat quality is a lot better than the performance. He's hitting the ball hard. He's taking good at bats, and so that's the main thing. But obviously today to hit a homer was big for him. But he's ever since he's come back, he's been huge for us.
We're 1 week away from the end of the season, and you now have a more comfortable advantage on the top of the division. Seeing that, should we expect to see the same order in the rotation for the last two series, or are you start to move your pieces thinking about the wild card?
I think we're going to do the same thing. Yeah, I think we're going to kind of stay in order. We haven't won the division yet. So Emmett's going tomorrow, and then Shohei's going to go on Tuesday. And then I think it's Yamamoto and then Snell, I think, something like that. But I know Shohei's going to pitch Tuesday, but we're not moving things around. We're still trying to win this division.
Is Shohei opening?
Excuse me?
Is Shohei opening? I mean, so how do you evaluate his hitting?
His hitting, he's doing great. He's having really good at-bats. I love when Shohei uses the whole field because he's strong enough to hit the ball out anywhere, and he's just dangerous. When he's going, to center field, to left center field, he's very dangerous, and when he's taking his walks. So this September, I think that it's been his best month, and he's been very good.
He's tied with Schwarber now for the NL League and homers. Do you think that kind of thing will motivate him in addition to, helping the team over this next week?
Yeah, you know what? I think that the home run title will be great, but I think it's just a byproduct of taking good at bats, and he's playing to win. So if there's a walk that's needed and they're not pitching to him, he's taking his walks, and if they make a mistake, he's making them pay. Yep, thanks, guys.
All right, let's have a look at our Carl's Jr. moment of the game. It is Shohei Ohtani, and it is a home run, his 53rd of the season. Nomar, no doubt about it, huh?
It really isn't, and that's, I just shake my head because the power over there, just going the other way, and it is a no-doubter. He knows it's gone, but just a great swing, driving it out of the ballpark, waving it goodbye, and man, he is fun to watch.
One of my favorite shows all time, everybody knows this, or anybody knows me, is Seinfeld, and one of my favorite characters is David Putty, the face painter. Gotta support the team. We got this guy on our set. He's a face painter, and he supports the team.
I didn't know if it was Beetlejuice. I didn't know what's going on. He's excited. He's getting them all excited as well. So we've had a Kershaw blanket. We've got a face painted Dodger fan. Who knows what else the night holds? The night is still young. The night is still young. Well, we're going to enjoy this. What you're going to hear from Tyler Glasnow, who spoke with Kirsten Watson in the media.
Tyler, when you look at just your outing today, that first inning, obviously the pitch count got up, but it did seem like you were able to settle in after that. How did you find just making those adjustments in the game today?
Yeah, it was just kind of rough from the jump like last game. It was hard to get a feel, like a feel and stuff. Just everything, your release point was super inconsistent. I just tried to. It was one of those games where I didn't really have anything. I just went back in and was just trying to compete as hard as I can, and it ended up kind of getting back online. Still a little weird, but I'm just glad we could come out and get the W.
Being able just to kind of make those adjustments, especially kind of quickly after the first inning, how just encouraging is that for you personally, considered you probably have, one more start before the end of the season?
Yeah, I think that game could have ended a lot differently for me, and I'm glad I could go back out, compete. We stuck in the game the whole time, and it was just easy for me to feed off of that, like getting the 2-run homer and then just keep on going. And I think I'm just glad I was able to salvage it and get a W.
I talk about this last start, but your ability to just like out compete when you're not feeling good. How do you sort of balance that growth and that aspect of things versus trying to make sure you're kind of dialed in for October?
I think it's just always kind of the balance. You mean what do you mean?
Making sure you're in a spot where you are feeling good and locked into your mechanics going into October versus knowing that even if you aren't, you can still compete.
I think, today was it was kind of all over the place. I think it was, like I said, it was encouraging that I was able to go back out and compete. There's still some things I need to fix, but it's better now. I got to start left. I think just having the last two be so out of whack is maybe like a blessing in disguise. Just get it ironed out this next start, go into the postseason just feeling confident.
Do you think your ability to do that, to, kind of find the balance, I guess, has grown over the season?
I think so. I think just going back to what I was doing before, just kind of getting that familiar athletic mechanic. I think when in doubt, you just go back and try to compete, as opposed to when you're trying something new, it's like you don't really know how to make adjustments, or if things are off, you don't really know how to get back on. So I think just coming back from the IL and just trying to, like I said, just be athletic and compete, it worked out for me today.
When you signed here, you talked about how excited you were to be Clayton Kershaw's teammate. What's that experience been like? And just what's your biggest takeaway from being that teammate?
It's been great. I mean, I'm from the area, and I watched him. He's not even that much older than me, but like I feel like I was so young when I'd watch him on TV, and he was always like one of my favorite players. Just to be able to be his teammate, just even coming here and like walking around Dodger Stadium, and then now I'm like able to play with him, and it's just super surreal. I feel like it'll probably kick in when it's all said and done for me, but he's just been an awesome teammate. Just to watch him go about his work and like about his business, it's like kind of like a cliche thing for like everyone saying it, but it's incredible how consistent he is. And it's been 18 years of just like the craziest work ethic and ability to just stay locked in, more than anyone I've ever played with. So it's nice to take away stuff like that and just be his teammate's awesome.
And seeing from up close, just kind of what is the impressive thing about him?
He's a good pitcher. I just think, like I said, like the work ethic. Like, no, I think when maybe some guys when they're here for 18 years, it's like you get a little complacent or this or that. Like I think his hunger to compete and hunger to do well is the same as it was day one. Like he still walks around with that like intense aura, and just to do it for 18 years is insane. So I just think the ability to lock in at all times, every day of the year, it seems like.
How much have you guys just enjoyed kind of being able to celebrate him this weekend, and like hearing what he said about how special this team has been to him going through it?
Yeah, I think just going in that room and watching the interview and like sitting there, and I think just watching him get choked up when he started talking about the teammates was really like a big kind of, it was just crazy feeling in that room. And I think everyone sees how meaningful the team is and just its career in general, and for him to be a Dodger and just to be here to share it with him, just to like look from afar has been super surreal for me. So yeah, I don't even remember what you asked, but yeah. Yeah. Sweet. Thank you guys.
Start?
What is it with you and your old team? Been tormenting them all year. So much success against the Giants.
I think they just have run into me at some bad times. Just been hot, and I think I'm familiar with a lot of those guys, and I've seen a lot of them throw, and but at the same time, I think I'm just more focused on having good at bats and kind of getting away from tinkering so much and so focused on what I'm doing mechanically. And I think there's just been a few times when we've been running into the Giants. So the plan is not to just get my hits against the Giants. It's to keep going and have meaningful at bats, and that's where we're at.
And 3 hits tonight, a home run. Does it feel like your swing and your approach is as good as it's been all year right now?
Yeah, I think we're in a good place for sure. Being able to go to left center is a really good sign. Being able to stay on a change up out over the plate and hit a line drive to left, that's definitely a good sign. And just those are the things that I do when I feel like I'm right, and so we're just looking forward to doing more of that.
What do you think has allowed you to sort of shift that focus away from like how you're feeling, how your swing is doing, to just being able to go out and compete at this point in the season?
It probably starts with really honest conversations with Doc. I think there came a point when he was just really honest with me. He said, "I need to see something from you," and not just going out there and getting a hit a day. He needed to see some fight. He needed to see something that he could trust, something that just like being a baseball player. I think that kind of hit home with me. I think that's something that I kind of lost in the midst of the season, just being so worried about getting my swing right. We still got to play the game and do the little things, and I think it's just it was a bit of a wake up call. I have to definitely have to give credit to Doc, just being really honest with me and kind of get me going.
You've had a couple doubles against Clayton Kershaw in your career. What do you remember from those at bats, and just what can you say about what he's meant to the game?
I have a couple strikeouts too. I remember. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I remember. Seeing the ball go down the line and being like, "Wow, I just hit a double off of Clayton Kershaw." He's a legend. Legend of this game. Just being able to see how hard he works, the joy he takes in doing, his routine in the gym, in his throwing routine. I mean, he's always got a smile on his face. He's always got energy. It's really inspiring to watch him. So like for me as like a young kid getting a hit off of one of the legends of the game, that's definitely a moment I remember. And then to see him finish up, an incredible career in person and be on his team has been a really special thing.
Back to the conversation with Doc, how did you perceive that conversation in the moment? Did it take a bit to process, and when was it?
I think we were in agreement. I had higher expectations of myself. I think they started, kind of around. I think we were in Anaheim, the first one, and then I don't remember specifically the other conversations that we had, but I think it's for me it's really cool to have a manager like him to be so honest, but also at the same time lift you up, always have your back, and it's been a really cool thing in a season that's been really rough at times, and I think I really appreciate that.
How much does it mean that he continue to give you opportunities while you're trying to find your swing and figure things out?
It means everything. That I'm still here and I'm able to, to kind of, fight my way out of a, pretty big hole. Again, it's kind of, as I was saying, I appreciate his honesty and I appreciate him coming to me when he did.